I'm a prescription Tretinoin. I wear SPF 50 indoors. I definitely don't own a facial scrub, and everything I was told about black skin growing up was wrong. Unsurprisingly, right? Most black women, melanin-rich women, are going to your mothers, your older cousins, your sisters, the aunts, that lady from church. We're going to those women about advice on skin, hair, beauty, because we see them doing it and doing it well. I think it comes from a place of love. It's well intentioned. It's obviously learning from people who look like you, as we should, because the ancestors do have the answers at times, right? The reason why you still have hyperpigmentation still lingering on your skin, your barrier is super duper irritated, and your results are taking longer than they should, is because you're listening to those old advice. I'm not saying that they're all bad, but sometimes they need to be restructured in the skincare routine. That was the biggest takeaway that I definitely had to learn. So today we're going to be walking through 5 things we were told, why they're actually wrong, and what the literature says about all of the things that we should be doing for our skin. It is our largest organ, our skin. I think of the skin as something that we have to look at. It's built to last. It's the first impression, typically that people have of us. The skin is really the infrastructure, the things that make everything run. Myth number 1, black don't crack and you don't need sunscreen. Now, I was a believer of this. I actually used to not wear sunscreen when I was younger. Do I think that played a lot of effect on my skin? Absolutely. When the pigment got out of control, and obviously I was going through teenage years, so my skin is literally breaking out. The pigment started to stay, the scars started to stay around because I wasn't doing what I needed to be doing for my skin. I literally wasn't protecting it. And sunscreen is the most important. Well, you actually look it up because I was like, okay, the deeper the melanin, you have more protection as whole isolates melanin. Obviously, what is the deepest melanin? What is that equal to? That's what about 10 to 15 SPF is what our melanin would be equal to. It's okay, right? But at the end of the day, aren't you recommended to be wearing 50, 30 at minimum 50 ideally? So if we are at 50 is the ideal, and even the most tan melanin-rich person with the most gorgeous skin are still at 15, you're still missing 35 SPF there. It's going to show up in some way. And UV light, visible light, those are the things that make our skin deeper in its hyperpigmentation. And it looks so terrible under those lights and really makes us look bad. So you get a lot of dark spots, a lot of uneven skin, melasma, things that just will not lift. Because we're not even doing the basic thing that would help us from the biggest projection, which is the sun. So yeah, even indoors, you should be wearing sunscreen. I used to also think I didn't need to wear sunscreen indoors, but yes, it makes sense. It's bouncing off things. So yeah, it definitely should be put on stuff. When I was looking into sunscreen and skin and black women and our skin cancer does happen to a lot of black people. We don't find out typically till it's further along and it's progressed so much. And so typically black people with skin cancer are dying at a worse rate than other races because it's progressed so much further because you're told not to worry. Those type of things don't happen. They don't happen to you. You can't get that type of stuff. Yes, you can. Regardless, you should be doing your yearly checkups anyway. So all the visible lights from our phone even, definitely from the windows, like I talked about, overhead lighting, all of those things make hyperpigmentation way worse. Our tinted SPF alone doesn't even, and I'm being real with you, I don't even like to put tinted sunscreen on. If you've got some melanin in here and a little bit dark, you should be having tinted sunscreen. I didn't even know that because it's another extra layer of protection. That made I'm like, wait a minute, we need that much? Yeah, apparently even on tinted isn't even hitting the points that it needs to. So typically you want to go tinted mineral SPF. I know the mineral sunscreen always leaves a white cast. People are trying to find a way around it. I don't like it myself. I would rather put a chemical sunscreen on, even though tinted mineral is supreme. But the whiteness takes me out. And of course, tinted, doing that at your work. But SPF is a foundational thing. Everything else that you do has to be, it's the base. Okay, it is the same structure, it's the thing that's keeping everything else up in our lives. I noticed when I went to 30, wow, my skin got so much better. When I got to 50, I'm like, wait a minute, my skin is doing a lot better. Because you're getting that protection. So your skin has time to actually heal. But yeah, I rotate between a few. I'll link the ones that I use below. Let's get into myth number 2. Retinoids are too harsh for dark skin. And maybe you've been told by TikTok, or maybe even YouTube. Or maybe you've been told by a dermatologist, which if they told you that, you should switch to a dermatologist because that is not true. But are proven techniques to getting our skin better. I become so obsessive about things that I'm like, I need to know every single thing about it. Okay, what's retinol? And what does it do for my skin? Because I'm getting prescribed retinol, I'm putting on retinol at night, daytime retinol. What am I putting on my skin? It's something that allows for quick cell turnover. It allows for wrinkles. Retinoids are one of the best studied and most effective treatments in hyperpigmentation, in dark spots, in uneven skin, which is the biggest concern for most Black women, myself included. So the issue isn't really in the retinoid itself, it's how it's introduced to your skin. You come in really strong. I made that mistake, okay? You're peeling all over the place. You're not putting SPF on. There's no buffering, no oils, no moisturizing for those things. And then you say, oh, it's making my skin worse. I'm going through this purge period that would never stop. I was so scared about the purge period. And then I realized the purge period is a self-manifestation of not doing the right things that you should be doing when you put these things up your skin. You do have to moisturize a lot more than you think. You just have to. You're not as moisturized as you think you are. Trust me. And I'm talking drinking water, one, but also on your skin. So really knowing what to remove from your shelf is way more important to know than what to add. And that's why I want you to start with the shelf edit. It's not a haul, it's simple and to the point and linked in my bio. Myth number 3, just use cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil. Now, this one was like the hardest one. It literally was like a betrayal for me. They really create like a gloss on your skin and they can create that glow and those hydration and the look of it all. But they're not gonna take away necessarily the full hyperpigmentation. They're great finishers. You'll be using something like a kojic acid, something with maybe alpha-arbutin, right? You'll be using some of those type of things to really get the lift of the hyperpigmentation of your skin. And then you'd go in with the shea butter and all those things to coat the skin. That's what you were really doing. So a lot of them are occlusives and emulants. Actives are, the AHAs, the PHAs. They're literally peeling your skin. You wouldn't say coconut oil or all of those are gonna peel your skin because that's not what they do. They seal, right? So you're saying, oh, I'm gonna use coconut oil to maybe get rid of a scar. I'm using coconut oil because I have irritation or something. But do you see how it's not the same? Coconut oil can break you out. I use it on my body, like from my neck down, I'll use it. But I don't necessarily use it on my face. I have coconut oil, I have shea butter, I have cocoa butter. I use cocoa butter for my body, shea butter for my body, not necessarily for my face. And even then, if I'm kind of exfoliating at certain times, I may switch it up. A simple ingredient oil only routine has really no mechanism to deal with barrier. Pigment, barrier repair, cell turnover, they're not doing that. Different things with different categories. Treating them as a full skincare routine is why your skin has stalled. So I really do not want you to go throw away your shea butter, your coconut oil, your cocoa butter. No, I have them right there on my counter. They are finishers. They do what they need to do. So you have to stop forcing them to do the work that they were never meant to. Okay, myth number 4, if you scrub harder, your skin will get better. The apricot scrub, remember the ones that we would use when we were younger? Terrible stuff. I think they create like crazy tears on my skin. Sugar scrub. The idea that if you just scrub, you can eventually get the darkness off. Listen, what you are putting on the scrubber to actually get your skin to get exfoliated is way more important than that scrubber. And mind you, those scrubbers will create micro tears on your skin. So if you're using exfoliants, like just crazy things that we definitely left back when we were like 15 years old, which you should definitely not be using anymore, the tears, you could be creating micro tears on your face. Creates more ridges in your face and scars on your face, catches in the light, people can see that. It's just, those are part of the things that make their skin get weak. And honestly, melanin-rich skin is super duper sensitive. We respond to a lot of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation because any little thing that's happening, creating like a spot. Yes, we're blessed with melanin and richness and from far off you can't see it, but you can see it. You know what I mean? Like it, it's getting to you, gets to me, right? So if you're scrubbing hard, like all those scars and all those things are gonna become permanent. Chemical exfoliation. I just mentioned a PHA, all the ladies, literal like mini level acids on your face, they are chemical exfoliant. There are a couple at different price ranges. at different concentration, different consistencies all over. You can find the ones that work for you. And it really turns over your skin without all those inflammation and inflammatory responses. So you're literally not scrubbing, getting those inflammation and then trying to counteract it. You can literally just use a chemical exfoliant, it peels it off, and you're good to go. And yeah, I haven't. Like I was sanding away my skin, and all of a sudden I could change my life if I just scrubbed harder. I've done it. It doesn't work. My skin stayed inflamed and looked a mess. So the rule for melanin-rich black women, just keep in your mind, inflammation is pigment. So anything that will inflame you will darken you. Patches, darkness, those things, inflammation, pigment. Myth number 5, hydroquinone is the only thing that fades dark spots. Whoa. Every single person who's ever gone to a dermatologist, every black woman who's ever gone to a dermatologist has gotten some form of hydroquinone prescribed, or I remember there was a time when the Ambi, the lotion had hydroquinone. And again, I'm not saying hydroquinone does not work, but it also can bounce back and create that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation because it depends on what level that you get prescribed or what you're using in your skin and how your skin interacts to it. It can be sensitive for a lot of people. Might be even better to patch test. That's how important it is with hydroquinone. Long-term or unsupervised use becomes ochronosis, which is back to hyperpigmentation, everything's darker in your skin. It's not even harder and literally ingrained in your skin. But there are a lot of evidence-based alternatives now. Azelaic acid, I got myself that one. Okay, no, I didn't get myself that one, but I do have prescription of that one, right? Azelaic acid, definitely added to the list. I've been hearing a lot about tranexamic. Of course, niacinamide, I use that a lot already. Kojic acid, another one that a lot of people use in face washes, especially a lot of the Korean, Asian face washes, has a lot of kojic acid, great for that skin pigmentation. Alpha-arbutin, vitamin C. Now, there are different ranges, right? All of them have different ranges of things that they do. Vitamin C is almost entry level to kind of get your skin even. I've been on vitamin C for a long time. I do think it works. Is there more effective things that work? Yes, of course. But when you're using them consistently paired with SPF, you're going to see results. You're going to see those hyperpigmentation and even skin come in. You're going to see it. That's what they do. That's literally their job. But these takes months, because a lot of times people will try them for 2 weeks and be like, nothing's happening. Do you not understand it took so long to get your skin where it is now? It's going to probably take a month or two for you to see the results. Now, sometimes you already know from the get-go, this is not working for me. If you already see your skin is not reacting well, it's okay to stop. But if you're like, okay, I've seen some results, maybe I need to adjust here and there, make the adjustment. The era of hydroquinone only is over. I just think that there's so many other things in the market right now that could do the same thing without that bounce back ochronosis in a gentler, slower, and I would say even more sustainable way. If you watch everything we just covered, you will notice that I didn't tell you to buy anything else. I'm on Tretinoin 0.05. To be honest, I was prescribed, and I've been definitely very cautious about it. For the first 4 weeks that I was prescribed it, or that I was using it, I used it once a week, because I know it can be a lot. I wanted to see how my skin adjusted to it. And then recently I went to my dermatologist and he said I should be using it every night. I am not there yet. I use it on average twice a week right now because I know my skin needs time to adjust to things. I feel like I already see some of the effects has been very helpful for me. So I don't think I need to do, if your skin is already telling you something's happening and what you want is, you're already achieving it, there's no need to do the most and overdo it, right? That's when you get that post-inflammatory, you have that breakout, everything starts to go dark after a while, then it starts to become an ingrained thing. You're working on that spot for 6 months. It's a cycle. It's a cycle I've definitely been on myself. Tretinoin, I feel it's kind of broken that cycle up for me already, and I can see that difference. I think the Retinoid really is implementation. It's not really a skin type problem. It's just not. Figuring out where your retinoid or tretinoin fits into your night routine is where most women really trip up. And it's one of the things I walk through in the skin edit, which I'll link below. If a dermatologist told you your skin is too dark for retinoids, get a new dermatologist. None of this is about buying more. It's about knowing what's on your shelf, what's working against you, and what the proper order of operation should be for your skin. At the end of the day, most of us don't really have a skincare problem. We have a shelf problem, overcluttered with things that we don't need. We don't know the name of or what they're really doing. It's way too many products, but at different times, layered in the incorrect order with no logic, and half of them are cancel each other out. Does that make any sense? So I created the shelf audit just for this reason. It's a routine reset to review what is on your shelf and what it's actually doing there. And this is where I started my journey as well. If you want me to look at your shelf and have a one-on-one audit, that's live July 1st. Both are linked below. Check them out. Save this video or send it to the group chat and tell me which one of these myths did you hear growing up. I'm reading every single one of them. And until next time.